Hey guys, welcome to this free training on something called Shopify Dropshipping. I did say that it is for dummies, and it is because I'm going to make it as simple as it possibly can be. So if you don't understand exactly what it is and kind of how it works, don't worry, I'm going to go straight into it. I'm going to make it really simple, really easy to implement, really easy to do. And I'm also not going to charge you anything. So I promise you, if you stick through this training, it might not be very long. I promise you it will be worth your time. But if you just kind of skip through it and stuff, you're not going to get the full grasp of exactly what it is, how it works, and how it can benefit you. So I really do encourage you to watch it once all the way through and then take some of the action steps that I'm going to give to you at the end. And I genuinely believe that if this is something that you're not already doing, as you'll see when I show you just now, in a 2019 world, this is something that you 100% have to be aware of, or you have to be a part of. Okay, now I have put here how you can earn a year's salary online in a month. Now, the majority of people earn about $100,000, £100,000 per year. That is, I guess, the general average yearly salary if you're in a very good job. Now, what you will find that a lot of these dropshipping businesses are doing that every single month. Why? Because in today's world, with the internet, we are being able to connect to the entire world, and there's so many consumers that you can, I guess, service to. But don't worry about that. Also, I'm going to explain it. So yeah, even if you're a dummy and you don't have any technical skills, this is still for you. So before we get into it, firstly, I just want to introduce you to myself. So my name is Courtne Marland. I've done a ton of very different things. As you'll see, all of them have got to do with technology and the internet and stuff like that. So I have done e-commerce and dropshipping, which is the thing that I'm going to be teaching you and showing you now. The reason why is because it requires the least amount of skills and the least amount of capital. I also do something called affiliate marketing. I've also launched various apps in terms of developing them for the iPhone, Android devices, computers. I did my first one when I was 11 years old. I do day and swing trading, which is Forex and on the stock markets. And then I also do some SaaS, which is developing software as a service. Now, all of those things, very different to what we're talking about. You don't need to worry about any of them. I do also own a social media marketing agency that I haven't put here, but don't worry about all of that. So before I get into it as well, I just want to show you what we are working towards, because I think it's very important for you to see the potential of what this business can bring before you start trying to learn it. Because I understand learning something new, especially if it's something that you're not familiar with, can be very difficult, especially when it's something that not most people know of. So I guarantee you, some of these results that you're seeing here, you personally have contributed to. I pretty much can guarantee you that you once in your lifetime have bought from a dropshipping business, and you've helped people like me make a lot of money. That I can guarantee you. But I can't guarantee you that you understood that you were helping businesses like this, and that you understood that you can set it up in like a day. But anyway, these are some of the results that a lot of people get. Now, these screenshots that I'm providing you come out of a platform called Shopify, which we'll talk about just now, but that's where it's coming from. And as you can see, this person did $5,000 in a day. This person did $10,000 in a day. This person from July 23rd, they weren't doing any revenue. So from kind of July 28th to August the 8th, they were able to do $21,000. And this person, like I said, in a month did $118,000. Now that already surpasses the majority of people's salaries. So yeah, this is where we are working towards. Now, just like everything, although it is very simple and I believe very easy to implement, it's not going to be, you watch this today and tomorrow you get these things. But I promise you that if you take the steps and, if you just, I know it's cliche to say put in the work, but it's such an important thing that I think a lot of people are not doing. But even just understanding the concepts at heart and then applying them can definitely get you here. And you don't even have to take my word for it. You can literally just Google Shopify dropshipping results, and you will see thousands and thousands of people getting much more results in this. There's people doing millions of dollars per day, per week, per month with this. So yeah, it's definitely a real thing and it's definitely possible. Okay, now why Shopify dropshipping? It has allowed me to create consistent passive money online. Now, there's a couple of things here that I think we need to unpack. The first thing is consistency. A lot of these things tend to kind of go up like a curve and then collapse. So Bitcoin. A lot of people were speaking about Bitcoin and how Bitcoin's gonna, change the world, and that Bitcoin was all over the news, and there were tons of people coming out saying, let me teach you how to do Bitcoin and I'll make you a millionaire, and everyone just put a ton of money into it and then it collapsed. Okay. This is very, very different. E-commerce and dropshipping is not a trend. Okay, it's not something viral. It's something that has literally been around since the beginning of pretty much the internet. And I'm going to show you some of the biggest companies that actually dropship, and amongst those names are companies like Amazon. So they're massive, massive companies. It's not betting. It's not something viral. It's definitely going to provide you consistent results. And why I think that's important is because if you are considering changing your job or making this part of your life plan in general, it can't be something that is here today and gone tomorrow. The other thing is passive. Okay, so what I mean with this is it will create your results with little to no work daily. Okay, I'm not here to say that this will create you a ton of money and build some massive life dream that you want, whether it's buying a Ferrari or doing whatever without having any work. You will still have to put in a bit of work. But the nice thing about a passive business is it means it will be generating revenue while you're sleeping. It's not something where it only works when you are there working on it. So it also allows you to be a little bit more flexible in terms of you decide your holidays and kind of what hours you work and stuff like that. Essentially, it's the whole internet laptop lifestyle that I think is also becoming very, very popular. You see people traveling the world, which this business is very, very, very associated with. A lot of very successful dropshippers do a lot of things like traveling the world. Even for me, at this point, I could live in any country and do what I do. So if I wanted to move countries every week, I would still be able to do that while still making money, which I think is very, very different to probably yours and I think most people's situation. Okay, so now that you've got me telling you all these things, I think a very, very big thing that you're probably waiting for is for me to say, hey, just pay me this amount and I'll give you some training, or I've got some course and stuff like that. I do not have a course. I do not have a training program to sell you. Literally, I don't want your money. I don't need it. I have nothing that I can possibly sell you here. So everything I'm giving you is 100% value. There's just no money that you can give me. I don't need it. I put in these cats here because I think it's very symbolic with what we're talking about here. If you are kind of watching this video trying to guess that this will maybe change my life and one of those get rich quick schemes, it's not. You should probably go back to I see tons of people wasting so much time looking at cats and stuff on the internet and all this really, really weird and just dumb stuff sitting all over the internet. If that's you, go ahead and doing that. If you can't pay attention for the next 4 to 5 minutes, maybe a bit longer, drop off the video now, because really it's not going to give you any value. And I want to make this important because at this point I'm going to get into, now that I've finished telling you all these amazing things, I'm now going to get into how you can actually go ahead and do it. And I kind of want to separate the people that are not going to take action and are just watching this just to, kill 10-15 minutes of their day because they don't have much else going on, versus the people that actually want to go ahead and take steps today to get this started and start building this thing, which could very, very, very rarely change your life. So the first thing that I know a lot of people will be wondering and will be asking is, what is the barrier to entry of this business? Can I, as an individual, even do this? So I want to say that there's literally just 3 things that you need to start this business. The first is a computer. You will need an internet access, and you will need some capital. So again, this is not some get-rich-quick scheme. It is an actual business. And you cannot start an actual business without some form of investment and some form of capital. Now, out of all the different things that I do, I recommend dropshipping to someone who's new to making money online, because I believe it's one of the businesses that requires the least amount of capital to get successful and consistent results. Not zero money, not very, very minimum, but the least amount of money. And I think a lot of people can afford some of the capital that we will be talking about. Okay. Now, I want to just now explain to you kind of, if you're not aware of this, what is happening in front of you every single day, what's happening in the world around you, and when you go on your phone, something that you may not be realizing. And a lot of people talk about this, but it's something called the fourth industrial revolution. Okay, now we've had four industrial revolutions in, I guess, the time span of the planet. We're supposedly in the fourth one. Okay, now you will know about a lot of these. The famous one is the most recent one, which was with Ford, automation in factories and cars and stuff. And you can, do your own research on Industrial Revolution 1 and 2 and 3 if that's something that you want to do. I'm focusing on the now, stuff that you are actively participating in and experiencing every single day. So we're doing a lot of things here. The main things that are happening at the moment is cyber, physical systems, the Internet of Things, and networks. Now, you've heard of all these topics broken down. So there's artificial intelligence, there's genetics, cybernetics, all these gene therapies, all these really, really far out things which are kind of going on in the world at the moment. And those are really, really great. That's not the purpose of this video, because obviously that requires tons of money, and there's a lot of education that goes into it, and those are things which are coming, but not actively happening at the moment. But the reason that I'm bringing this up is because in these revolutions, four names kind of stand out, and you've heard of them: Rockefeller, JP Morgan, Carnegie, and then Vanderbilt. These four people have amassed more wealth individually than probably history has ever known. So at the moment, Jeff Bezos, I think he's worth about 100 billion or so. Rockefeller was worth anywhere from 300 to 400. JP Morgan was worth another, 200 or so. And Carnegie, I think, was also worth 300. So these guys literally make our current billionaires and stuff seem like they're broke people. Now, again, this is fairly due to there weren't a lot of business laws, so they could monopolize and they could just do a whole lot of stuff that you can't do. Now, I'm not saying this is where you're going to be, because I certainly am not worth hundreds of billions, and I'm not trying to sell you that pipe dream, but I am just trying to say that, if you can take advantage of what these guys did, which is essentially just see a trend that was coming in what was going on around them, and just capitalize on it, you can amass a very, very big portion of wealth. Now, even if you get 1% or even 0.1% of what these guys achieved, I guarantee you it's still more than what you're earning in a 9-to-5 job at the moment. That's something that I thought provided context. So the main thing that we will be discussing here, and it goes under the fourth one, is the Internet of Things, and in specifically e-commerce dropshipping. Now, this is what it actually is. Okay. Now, the easiest way to explain how it works and what it kind of involves, I guess, is to explain the cycle that you go through to make money. Okay. So the thing that happens here is you and your store is kind of in the middle. Now, I'm going to get into that, but it's really, really easy to set up. It takes maybe, if you really, really knew, maybe 3-4 hours to do. This is what happens. So a customer, okay, I've got that little smiling face on the left, will come and purchase a product from the store. Now, just for easy records, let's say that he purchases it for $10. So the $10 is going to move from the customer into you and your store. Okay, so essentially, when someone walks into a shop and they buy something, they give the owner money. This is the same thing, except it's happening online. So the reason why I say the majority of you have done this is if you see ads on Facebook and Instagram selling some form of product and you click on it, you go to the website and you buy it. That's what I mean here. So you've just bought something from that store and you paid $10. Now, this is what's important. This store has zero inventory, no office, no shop, and no staff. Okay, so this whole store is literally just you and your laptop and an internet connection. You don't have a factory. If you're selling, if you're selling phones, you don't have a whole lot of phones sitting there ready to sell. Zero upfront cost for product. Okay, but you've just got given $10 for a product. So you take $2 of that $10 and you give it to a factory in China. Okay, that factory, when they receive the $2, is going to go ahead and actually make that product. So they'll make that phone, or they'll make whatever you're selling. Then they will ship the product straight from the factory to that customer's address. Okay, so you could be sitting in London, okay, on your laptop in like some coffee shop building your store, and this customer could be sitting in the middle of Texas in the United States, okay, buying a product online from you. Okay, that factory, which will be sitting in China because it's the cheapest, will ship the product straight to the person in Texas. Okay, and then obviously the difference between the $10 and the $2 is the $8, and that will be your profit, which you get to keep. Okay, and that's it. That is literally it. The only thing that happens now is we just multiply this time and time again. For example, if you do this exact transaction 8,000 times per day, you know, you're looking at literally, let's say 10,000 times a day for easier numbers, it's $80,000 a day. Okay, now places that I talk about here, the biggest dropshipping site in the world is Amazon. Okay, and Amazon is worth, I believe they just passed $1 trillion in value. Okay, this is what Amazon does, and Amazon is doing it right. Let me just talk about who's using Shopify as well. Shopify is just the web application that allows you to build a website. Okay, it's very, very easy. You don't need to know coding. You don't need to know programming, none of that. But I just want to show you who's using them because you will recognize the names. Fashion Nova, Gymshark, Bulletproof, which is the coffee, Kylie Cosmetics, which is Kylie Jenner's makeup brand, Kith, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and Steve Madden. These are world famous brands. You've probably heard of them and you probably bought from them at some time. They all use Shopify. Now, not all of these brands with dropship, okay, they have actual warehouses and stuff because they have got to a point where they are making enough money that they can go ahead and do that, which may be a long-term goal of yours, okay? But us in the beginning, you know, you certainly don't need a whole warehouse to make $100,000 a year. Definitely not. More than that, probably a couple million. You don't need a warehouse. When you're in the tens of millions, probably a good idea to get a warehouse. But that's something that we'll get into a bit later. So that sounds great. So we've got the Shopify platform, we've got the business model. Now, how do you actually go ahead and build the actual store and set everything up? Well, the good thing is you are here on my YouTube channel. So I have put together, and the link will be down below to this, it's a full playlist. So again, it's just going to be on YouTube. It's not going to take you somewhere else. So it's 100% for free. It's literally just a collection of videos that I've made on my channel in order that you can follow. And it will take you from A to Z of setting up a Shopify store. I've included the first 6 videos here. I'm not entirely sure how many there are, but there are a few more. And it really takes you from step by step, the aspects of successful dropshipping. What is a winning product? Because obviously you're going to decide, okay, this sounds great, but what product should I be selling? We'll go over that. We'll show you how to find them. We'll show you exactly setting up your store A to Z. This has got to do with the actual thing. So after this 4th video, you will have a website that is selling online done. Importing a product from AliExpress. AliExpress it looks like Amazon, but it's the Chinese factory version. So that's where we will be sourcing some of our products. So you don't even have to worry about communicating with factories, none of that. And then we'll get into the actual selling aspect. So creating a high converting description of the product. I think the next video has got to do with running the ads on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. Those are the main channels, as well as Google. So literally you can just go down below and click the link and it will take you directly to that playlist, and you'll learn everything that you need to. And by the end of the free videos, you should already have a store capable of making you 6 figures per month and definitely per year. Now, here's the action steps that I was talking about. Number 1, guys, please subscribe to this channel. I release videos every single day and I put a lot of work into making really, really good content like this, which is very beneficial. And like I said, I do daily videos, which is very, very important because it allows you to keep up to standard of if something's changing. So if I notice a whole lot of people are doing this different and this is changing, I'm going to make a video about it and you can straight away go ahead and implement it in your store. Or I may have just discovered a new strategy for Facebook and stuff that is making me quite a bit of money. I'll just put it out in a video. And it will also just provide you, I guess, some daily motivation almost every single day. And trust me, watching a 15-minute video of me trying to help you is much better than looking at some cats and stuff. Watch it on the train, on your way home, do whatever. We also, if you click down below, we have a free Facebook group. Essentially, it will just be a place for you to connect with other people who are also new and trying to do this, as well as me in there. So if you ask a question and you stuck something specific, someone who has had the same problem will reach out to you, or I will get back to you. Again, you can also comment down below which section you're struggling with the most. I would also just say you can put it on the Facebook group. It's up to you though. And then here is the other thing. Email me for direct help, questions, and a link to the A to Z course. So when I said the A to Z course, like I said, I don't actually have one. It's just a playlist on YouTube. So it will be down in the description. So really this email is more if you just have a direct question that you want to ask me. So, you know, if you go through that whole playlist and you're struggling with a specific point, you can literally just send me an email, and you know, we'll arrange a Skype, or I think I use Zoom, which is just a video call with me, and I will take you through whatever problem it is that you have and try and get you up to speed in that way. So the last thing that I just want to say before I end this is you can download this entire presentation for free. It will also be down below. So essentially it will just be all of these screens in a really nice PDF document. You can print it out and put it on your wall, or just put it wherever if you need it. Like I said, I do have a full Facebook ads training video also on this YouTube channel that you can also download. That might be more practical because it gives you like step 1, step 2, step 3. But this is a really, really nice presentation if you want to explain something to a business partner, investor, or anything like that. So yeah, that is pretty much the end of this. Please go ahead, follow these steps. I am here to help. Shoot me an email, feel free. And I hope you grasp this. But also, I try to separate you guys off from the action takers and just the people that watch a whole lot of stuff and don't do anything at the beginning of this. But if you're still watching this at this point, I just encourage you to actually go ahead and try it. This is not one of those things that, you know, sit there planning and thinking about it. And, you know, with these type of things, people think like, oh, what's my product going to be? Or literally, I have people who spend weeks thinking about what the name of your store is going to be. It doesn't matter. This should not take you. This can be implemented tonight. You should have a store. If you follow those videos, you will have a store, okay, up and running, ready to make sales in the next 24 to 48 hours. In another 24 to 48 hours, you should have made your first sale, meaning you should have made your first profit, okay? You should be up and running at extremely fast pace. This is not something that you need to do some Googling about, do some reading about. This is not something you need to watch a million YouTube videos about. It's not something you need to tell your friends about. This is just something that, you know, you need to just take some time on your laptop. Just go sit for a couple hours, even if you want to do an hour every single day and work on it and finish it over a week. It's something that you need to get started on. Okay, it's not something that you just want to sit around and, you know, think about it. Stop pondering and stuff. Like I said, there's so many people making a lot of money with this, but there's a lot of people also who are not making a lot of money with this, and it really is because they're not taking action. They watch all these videos and, you know, they go through everything and then they get hyped up and then they do nothing. So please guys, take action, and if you did like this video, also give it a thumbs up straight after you've subscribed. I hope I could help. I hope it was also really, really interesting, and like I said, I do videos every single day, so I will see you in tomorrow's video, and good luck with your store. Email me if you need it, but otherwise I wish you guys the best of luck with everything, and I know that you are going to be successful.